So, Trav, we know a lot going down in the winter meetings in Dallas. TC's been on the show. Tom Caron, you guys know him as TC of Nesson, is down in Dallas. He actually caught up with Red Sox manager Alex Cora down there. Here's his interview one-on-one. TC and Red Sox manager Alex Cora right here.
All right, AC, a manager from another team told me the offseason began Sunday night when Juan Soto signed. Like, that was when the baseball offseason began. When so much is held up, everybody waiting for that. When it's over, do the talks suddenly get flying again now, like all kinds of possibilities out there?
Yeah, I think it goes fast now. I think teams were ready to pivot after, whatever decision he was going to make. And like I said yesterday, we always talk about plan A, B, C. You know what? Forget that. It's plan A, A1, A2, A3, so we prepare. There's different ways to get to, a division title, right? Trades and free agency and obviously player development. So let's see what happens.
It's kind of interesting, right? Like, if we talked at the end of last season, a left-handed bat wasn't necessarily what you needed, except it's Juan Soto, right? I mean, he's just one of those players that wherever he fits in, you'll figure out a way.
Yeah. Unique talent. I mean, the play discipline, the ability to make contact, right, hit to all fields and hit for average. Actually played some good defense last year. That was part of the conversation with him, how we actually helped Jarren Duran to become a plus defender, and we went deep into that. But at the end, obviously, he made the decision for him and his family. He's going with the Mets. But, we just got to be ready, right? I think we've been talking a lot the last month and a half, so now we got to execute, and hopefully we can do it.
As you move on to the other plan A's, yesterday, Craig Breslow saying, it is time now where I love the way he said we've asked a lot of Red Sox fans the last few years. And now you're talking about trading away some future potential maybe for immediate gains. How exciting as a manager is it that you're at that point again where you're talking about this year, not the future?
Yeah, I think that's a testament of who we are as an organization, what we have done the last few years, and we put ourselves in this position, right? We've been talking about these kids for a while, and now it's time to, like I said before, execute, right? And, I think Craig and the group, they're doing an outstanding job. It's nonstop. Yesterday I went to bed at midnight, and they went to bed like at 2 in the morning. So, I mean, good for me, just get some rest, But we'll see what happens. We're excited. The fact that we're talking about the now, it means a lot to me. That's the reason I decided to stay here. I think this is a great organization, one that really wants to win, and hopefully we can accomplish that.
Even if you sign Juan Soto, we'd probably be talking about looking for pitching, right? That was really what we're going into. How active are you guys behind the scenes right now on that front?
We're very active, and obviously it's an expensive market. There's some big dogs out there that are going to make a lot of money, and you just got to be smart. The way I see it, it really doesn't matter if you got $10 or $5, how you spend the money, right? Like if you look at a rotation in 18, it was very expensive. You look at a rotation in 21, it wasn't that expensive. But, both groups did an amazing job. So we need innings, quality innings. We need a better bullpen. I think little by little we're doing a better job with that. And then health, of course. If we get healthy, we're going to be okay.
To be clear, you're going to spend more than $5 or $10, though?
I mean, if I take you to dinner, yeah, probably more. But, we'll I don't know.
We won't go there.
Yeah,
that's not you. Alex Bregman, a lot of talk about him, obviously, but nothing's been done with anyone yet. But you know the player. Tell us what Alex Bregman would bring to any team.
Just professionalism. This is a kid that, at LSU, he was a leader. With Houston, he was a leader. If you think about it, everything we went through, right? We made a huge mistake in 17, and we paid the price. And if you see him, the way he has led that organization since the whole thing came out, it's been amazing. And he's a good player, good kid. His family is amazing, and he's one of those guys that any team will love to have in their lineup.
And any team that's talking about him is talking about where he'll play. You were pretty clear yesterday. There's no plan in place to move Rafael Devers off third base.
No. And we were very clear with the guys that we have talked. First things first, out of respect of Rafi, right? We're not going to talk to third basemen and not tell Rafi this was going on. When we recruit guys, we recruit them because of the athleticism and the versatility. And then after that, we make decisions. But Rafi Devers is our third baseman.
Vaughn Grissom was the youngest player on the roster at the end of into the season. It's almost easy to forget how young he is.
Yeah, and how good of a player he is. I think last year, he gets hurt in Puerto Rico, then he got hurt again in spring training. He got sick, and he lost 15 pounds, and he pushed through it. He tried, right, and he got hurt again. I think player development did an amazing job in AAA, kind of like helping him out with the offensive part of it, with the defense, and we saw him the last week. He played well, so we haven't given up on him. There's a guy that it was a big part of a big trade, right, and obviously last year Chris did his thing over there, and hopefully Vaughn can do it over here in Boston.
All right, I'll ask you finally, you said there's been a lot of talk, but that's what we do at the winter meetings. We talk. So what do you say to Red Sox fans about hanging in there to see what develops this winter?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you from experience, the talks with the agents and other organizations, other managers, it's refreshing. People know what's coming. They know where we at as an organization, but let's get back to it. We have to execute.
Great combo between TC and Alex Cora. Thanks, TC, as always. Everything he's doing down in Dallas. Jumped out to me, man, the comments about Rafael Devers, the comments about Alex Bregman, and the comments about Vaughn Grissom.
Let's get into it.
Because I've been someone that's been, go get Alex Bregman. He's a leader. He's versatile. You can play him at second base. You can play him at third base. Move Rafi to first. But those comments of they're being very clear out of respect to Rafi. And he ended it. Rafael Devers is our third baseman. They're going to keep Rafael Devers, the face of the clubhouse, the face of the ball club right now at third. I think because of his defensive limitations, where we've just seen him like routine plays, he just can't make them. He'll make great plays, and the routine plays he lets to go by. I would like a Bregman at third, but that commitment to Rafi at third, and then the mention of Vaughn Grissom, who, again, was a part of the Chris Sale trade, was one of the top prospects for the Atlanta Braves, is an MLB second baseman. The injuries he had before the season, that illness that he just mentioned where he lost 15 pounds, they give that guy a full offseason, then all of a sudden, I mean, if you have second base figured out, you have third base, you have Rafi. We'll see what happens to shortstop between Trevor Story, Cedade, and Rafaela. That could change a lot of what they do with this free agency pursuit alone. And, hey, that could shift the focus, man, to a lot of pitching. Corbin Burns, Max Fried, who at the moment right now, recording this podcast, Max Fried hasn't signed anywhere. Corbin Burns hasn't signed anywhere. There's been the Ken Rosenthal reports, though, that Fried is down to the Yankees, Red Sox, and Blue Jays.
I love hearing that. Another finalist here. The Red Sox are trying to get guys. No one can accuse them of, they're too frugal. Well, they're not even getting involved. Yes, they are. Okay, so hopefully that goes through. I agree with everything you said about Bregman. Look, I would think if you're him, you're open to going to second base, first of all, because of Alex Cora. And also because of a word you just used, and I wrote down how many times Alex Cora used this in the interview there with TC. Leader.
Yep.
Leader. So you trust Alex Cora. It's the Red Sox, for God's sakes. You're going to get paid. Yeah, you'd be open to moving to second base. And by the way, the commitment to Rafi at third shows you that this team is smart enough to not rattle that clubhouse. So you bring in a leader in Bregman. You move him to second.
Yeah.
You keep Rafi happy. Your cohesion, your chemistry is all good. No problems, no issues. I love this. And some of this is beyond just bringing him to the Red Sox. I think we have to have we got to zoom out a little bit and look at the broader picture. Think about this. I mean, you just said the teams in the running for Bregman, right? Yankees, Blue Jays. Think about that. These are competitors. These are guys in your division.
Exactly.
Then
all
you look
divisional
at
teams.
Then you look at the AL. Period. You want to keep him away from some of these other threats to you. Clears throat. Astros, because just because he turned down a qualifying offer with them doesn't mean he's leaving.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you could keep him away from them or any of these other contenders in the AL, especially in your division, it's enhancing your team, but there's also some defense to this, keeping his butt away from some of these other teams who could beat you down the stretch.
Because the Yankees need a third baseman. They need both corners of their infield.
Hello.
And even though he speaks about Vaughn Grissom and still the belief in him, it's that if you bring him in and he's your opening day second baseman, I mean, that's pure. Like, Vaughn, sorry, you're still a prospect.
Yeah.
You're a good player.
Keep working.
That could be a backup.
Yeah.
And Rafi's your third baseman. What does Alex bring? Oh, Rafi, you want a day off? You just want to hit? You want to be a DH? then Bregman slots
right.
in as your third baseman.
And he gets dinged up from time to time. Devers, I'm talking
Yeah.
about, so you could move him over to third, no problem.
Yeah, and with Bregman too, good fielder, leader. He's a professional. You need that. What a Justin Turner was for the Red Sox, what a Tyler O'Neill was
Knows how to win
for the Red Sox. But if you get an Alex Bregman, it's not a 1-year deal for a leader. It'd be a 4 or 5 year deal. Now it could be 20, 30 million a year, 25 to 30 million a year. Maybe he meets somewhere in the middle, let's say 28 million a year. But with this young core, they need leadership in that clubhouse. Yeah. And Bregman's a guy that is very durable, is always there, is always available.
Yeah.
And everything he does all together could be there.
Okay, GM George, he's 30. What kind of length of this contract are we? You're fine with the AAV. You're fine with the money. What kind of length contract are you offering this guy?
5
4
year.
or 5?
5
Okay.
year. He probably wants 5. He wants one more contract, one more big contract.
Yeah.
He'll still play around after that. And it's more than Alex Bregman now. It's him around Jaron Durant, Ceddanne Rafaela, even around Rafael Devers. But it's when the Roman Anthonys come up, the Christian Campbells, whether they're playing infield or not. Just the day-to-day, him showing them. What a champion does.
Yeah.
What a leader does.
Yeah.
And you even hear Alex Cora of 2017. He did a great job of handling that. We went through it. And that talking about the trash can scandal, of course, for the Houston Astros. And that's 7 years ago. It'll never, no one will ever let any Astro forget about that, and rightfully so. But he's more than that, is what he's
sure.
trying to.
Yeah. I listen. I love it. And let's also remember this, as I say, zoom out, right? And I bring up some of those competitors who, if Bregman goes to, could come to haunt you when you're trying to get in the postseason. This team, past few years, has been at 500, currently constructed. So you add a Bregman there. I mean,
A righty bat that you need.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And obviously the pitching, which we always talk about. But I'm just saying, you're already close with what you have.
Yeah.
So bringing in a guy like Bregman makes so much sense because literally he knows how to get you over the hump. He's been there, done that, has a T-shirt. He knows how to do it. Alex Cora knows how to do it. This would be a great, not good, great signing for the Red Sox.
Get Bregman, get a Max Fried, trade
Come
for
on.
Garrett Crochet.
Come on.
Or a Gilbert out in Seattle. Make a lot of moves. Right now, shoe drops any moment. In the world of podcasting, we're talking about at the moment of the recording.
Facts.
Who has been signed, who hasn't.